All right, hopefully you guys got to go over this today with the sub, but in case you didn't, I just wanted to kind of go through some things real quick. We're not going to get to talk about all the issues as much as I'd like going over this sheet, but we'll get to talk about some of these issues later this week or early next when we finish up some of this assignment. You can see here on my answer key that I'm showing you a video of, candidate 1 was the most liberal candidate. If we did the doc correctly on Monday, the 28 issues, hopefully you got that all of these issues here were liberal. The second most liberal candidate is on the back. If you flip it over, that would be candidate number 4 is the second most liberal candidate. You can see up there that they had 3 issues they were liberal on. One issue was part liberal, part conservative. That's this immigration issue, number 4, the 4th dot right here. It says that they want to allow dreamer immigrants who came here as children illegally but have only lived in America their entire life. They want them to become citizens through amnesty, but they also want harsher quotas and a border wall between Mexico and the United States, and that's a conservative issue. So liberal at the beginning, conservative at the end, so they're kind of a mix there, and they did have one conservative issue. This candidate is a bit moderate, but they're our second most liberal candidate. If you were looking at question number 2, which candidate would be the best for the Democratic Party, it may be one of those 2 candidates. The most conservative candidate, I just flipped it over, but back here now, candidate 6 is all conservative. All of those issues were conservative if we'd done our doc correctly from Monday. The second most conservative candidate would be candidate number 2 there. They have 3 conservative issues and then one issue that's part conservative, part liberal. This one here on abortion, it says they are pro-life unless the pregnancy causes extreme harm to the mother. That makes it a little bit less strict conservative views. The 4th dot here, for some reason on my answer key, I realize I have conservative and liberal, but the more I look at it, that's just a conservative belief. So really that candidate is 4 conservatives, 1 partial liberal. They're a pretty conservative candidate. So we had 2 very conservative candidates on there. You could have probably chose either one of them for your question up there, number 1, which maybe would be the best for the Republican Party. Or you could have chose either of the 2 moderate candidates, and you may have also chose them along with any of the others we talked about as your answer to number 3. Candidate number 3 here, you can see, had 2 conservative issues, 2 liberal issues, and 1 issue that's a mix. They're a very good moderate candidate. Maybe one of those issues there is very important to you and wasn't talked about by any of the other candidates, so you chose them as one of your party candidates. That's fine. And the other candidate that was very moderate was number 5. Number 5 has 2 liberal issues, 2 conservative issues, and 1 mix. Another very moderate candidate. Maybe if one of those issues was one that mattered to you, you picked them for the Republican or Democratic choice. You could have also just picked them as your choice regardless. Well, there's that worksheet. You can go back and watch this video and hopefully figure out, did you know the issues correctly? When we do take a test on this unit, there will be some questions over these issues and what's the conservative, what's the liberal viewpoint. We will do a lot more of that towards the end of this week, start of next week, and I will have a video where we talk a lot more about that then. Just wanted to get this out there to help you out with this. With me being out in quarantine, we didn't get to really do the next step with this, but we'll be fine moving on from here. If you did not turn this page along with the political spectrum into the substitute on Wednesday, please turn it into them tomorrow, and I will be picking those up before the weekend. I'll have someone come in who can come into the school, and they'll pick up those papers so that I can get them in the grade book. Thanks. Hope everybody's doing good. See ya.